Hello and welcome back to Sports Tower Talk. I'm your host, Elijah Oyola. Today we move on to the final team for our mock drafts in the AFC South, and that will be the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans last year had nothing going for them, but the exception of their number one overall pick at quarterback Cam Ward. Cam Ward showed a lot of great flashes in his rookie season, and with head coach Robert Saleh, he will definitely steer this team into a brighter future, rather than what he did with the New York Jets in his short stint there. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the Titans have done in their free agency. To put it quite simply, the Titans certainly got busy in their free agency. On the offensive side, they were able to sign in 2 linemen to help beef up the offensive side to protect Cam Ward, and the biggest addition was getting wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson on a 4-year deal. Wan'Dale Robinson has been a stout receiver, receiving over 145 targets in his back-to-back seasons with New York, while also receiving 90 catches and getting close to 1,000 yards in both those years. He will be a pure target for Cam Ward to throw to alongside anyone on the offensive side. And as for the defense, they certainly found what theirs were. Robert Saleh was able to trade for Jermaine Johnson to bring him and Solomon Thomas to the defensive line to help beef them up. Alongside there, they also brought in John Franklin Myers on a 3-year deal, which is a steal signing that nobody's giving credit to the Titans for. And they were able to bring in 3 defensive backs, all corners, in Cordell Flott, Alontae Taylor, and Joshua Williams. Alontae Taylor being the bigger name as they bringing in a top-tier corner to help out this secondary. New head coach Robert Saleh definitely have his hands full, especially with all the players that are departing or have already left in free agency. On the offensive side, they lost both wide receiver Van Jefferson and tight end Chig Okonkwo to the Washington Commanders. On the defensive side, they lost multiple starters on all levels that also included Arden Key, Sebastian Joseph Day, L'Jarius Sneed, and more. Robert Saleh has not done enough to bring in multiple free agents to address the necessary positions, but will now be looking forward to the draft to finish off the rest. So for now, let's take a look at the mock draft I have set up for the Tennessee Titans coming up this end of April. With only 9 picks for the Titans, Tennessee starts off with 2 slam dunk selections, with Jeremiah Love, the running back for Notre Dame, at 4th overall, and selecting C.J. Allen, the outside linebacker from Georgia. In the 3rd round, they did draft another lineman from Caleb Turman out of Northwestern. And then, right at the beginning of the 4th round, they get another wide receiver, this one in Jacoby Lane, who will be a nice deep threat option for Cam Ward to throw to. They also pick up a nice tight end option in Joe Royer to overset the loss of Chig Okonkwo. And in the late rounds, they picked up another linebacker in Torian York, get another edge in Vincent Anthony Jr. from Duke, and used the final 2 picks in the secondary, grabbing TJ Hall and a smart, underhanded choice in Jacoby Thomas, the safety out of Miami. In all likelihood, this is a really good draft for the Tennessee Titans, especially with them selecting Jeremiah Love, Jacoby Lane, and Joe Royer for the offensive side, while also nailing C.J. Allen and Torian York for the linebacker positions in their defense. Robert Saleh would definitely like to have this kind of draft group, especially to help develop Cam Ward, while also bringing in veterans and enough rookies to help restart this defense. But going back to this draft, I want to talk about a few of their players, and I'm starting off with the Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love. Love is considered the best running back in this year's draft class. Standing at 6 foot, 212 pounds, he is an explosive playmaker with track-verified speed, agility, and power. He has a nasty one-cut ability which allows him to move upfield quickly and challenge defenders at the next level. He also shows excellent vision and patience to find the running lane and can also be a dynamic threat catching the ball out of the backfield. In my opinion, it's very hard for Tennessee to pass up on this kind of prospect, especially with him. He can really help develop Cam Ward as a player, and vice versa. Jeremiah Love has the ability to play like a Bijan Robinson or CMC for his team. Newly offensive coordinator Brian Daboll has the great ability and options to use him any way possible for Cam Ward as a safety blanket or as a deep running back. If CJ Allen fell this far into the second round, for me, this will be a no-brainer pick for the Tennessee Titans. Standing at 6 foot 230 pounds, Allen is a very good athlete who has smooth movement to cover tight ends and running backs. He also shows an impressive hand-to-eye coordination and vertical jump for ball plays. CJ can also take on and beat blocks with good pad levels, and his athleticism helps in that point. And he also is a very strong tackler that can wrap up players and shut plays down. With development and help from Robert Saleh, CJ Allen could be definitely used like Fred Warner was on the 49ers, making big plays, whether that be tackles for loss, breaking up passes, or sacking the quarterback. CJ Allen could definitely provide youth and speed at that linebacker spot to be used all over the field for the next future franchise defensive player. As for the next wide receiver to be drafted in here, the Tennessee Titans will select Jacoby Lane, and for me, this is just unfair if Jacoby Lane fell all the way to the 4th round to the 101st pick for the Tennessee Titans. Standing at 6'4", 200 pounds, he is a big-bodied receiver who thrives in contested catches and has the ball skills to dominate in 50-50 situations, making him a true X receiver. He also has a long arm span to help him expand his catch radius while also making tough catches even to balls that have been poorly thrown to him. He also shows talent at being sharp and efficient with his routes and can track the ball over the shoulder at a high level. Jacoby Lane had scored 12 touchdowns in last year in the red zone, highlighting his elite production while playing either in the X position or in the slot, making him a mismatch anywhere on the field. Two more players to highlight that Tennessee has drafted in both tight end Joe Royer and safety Jacoby Thomas. Joe Royer is a huge tight end standing at 6'5", 247 pounds because he shows excellent football IQ in finding spots in zone coverages, can line up both in the slot and in the backfield, has a strong run blocking prowess while also being a reliable target while only having 2 career drops in college. Not to mention for Jacoby Thomas, standing at 6'1", 211, he is an aggressive downhill playmaker who triggers and packs a punch with consistent energy, elite blitzing ability, reactive athleticism, and a functional facility to play both safety and nickel. Both of these guys have the potential to be like what the 49ers was for Robert Saleh while practicing against them. Joe Royer, being a bigger tight end with blocking prowess and reliable catch, can act like George Kittle, while Jacoby Thomas can act like safety Talanoa Hufanga. Both of these guys can be instant starters and have strong impacts on both their sides, giving Tennessee a very bright future outlook. After all of that, this would be a dream scenario for the Tennessee Titans to be able to grab these kinds of players for their team, especially on the offensive side, to help develop Cam Ward into the next franchise QB. With everything said and done, the Tennessee Titans still are the worst team in the division with the Colts, the Texans, and the Jaguars. However, there is definitely something to be looked forward to in the next coming season. So my expectation for the Titans, who only had 3 wins despite everything last year, my expectation for them is to get at least 6 wins on the year, and if Cam Ward could develop into a better quarterback, going for over 3,000 yards, close to 30 touchdowns as the start. That's all I have for time for today. Thank you for watching another episode on Sports Timer Talk. Make sure to like and leave a comment on the video, and please make sure to always follow me on YouTube, X, and Instagram. And as always, I will see you next time.